So what is up, ladies and gentlemen? In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to incubate the Leopard Gecko egg. So for those who've been asking these questions a lot, quite often to our IG page, this is the video that I'm going to be covering for today. So before I go ahead and begin my intro, if you can smash that ravish like button and subscribe and comment and share all of those things, I really appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get started. So first foremost, you will need to check if the egg is infertile or fertile. Normally infertile eggs are squishy and fertile eggs are a little bit more firm and solid. Usually infertile eggs are going to look deflated like a flat tire. I've seen people try to candle the egg like using their flashlights to see if there's any embryo eyes from their new eggs. You can pretty much do this way, but it just takes a lot of time, and since I have a lot of geckos, I don't candle them anymore. I just don't have a lot of time to candle each single of eggs. So what I like to do is I would put every egg in the incubator with a hatchery box and wait till 2 or 3 days to see if it shows any mold. I do it this way because infertile eggs could look like a fertile egg sometimes. So by incubating in the incubator would bring out the best result after around 2 or 3 days. Around 2 or 3 days, normally the fertile eggs will look strong and healthy, and on the other hand, the infertile eggs gonna start looking like squishy, deflated, and start showing these mold growing on egg surface. Now, while you're incubating, if you find the mold before 3 to 4 days, I would highly recommend throwing it out to the trash can as soon as possible, because those mold can eventually spread and it could be also damaging other healthy eggs. Since it's gonna be in the same space, you definitely wanna throw it out as soon as possible. Now for the temperature, I like to incubate the female eggs around 81 Fahrenheit and male around in 89 Fahrenheit degrees. Please be aware, everyone is a little bit different on how they do with the egg. So this is how I do it. Other breeders may do it a little bit differently than I do. As long as you're incubating the eggs between those temperatures, you will start seeing hatchling in next 1 or 2 months, or even 3 months. Normally, from my experience, lower incubation temperatures tends to take a bit more of time when they're hatching out. So don't worry too much when your egg is not hatching out within 2 months. Because as long as the egg is not showing any mold, that means they're doing pretty well and they're still growing. So just wait, be patient until they hatch out. In some cases, I have seen babies drown themselves in the eggs because they weren't able to hatch out. But this is really rare, so don't worry too much. If it does happen, it sucks, but it's not gonna really happen when you have just 1 or 2 leopard geckos. The way I keep my eggs in the hatchery box, I use this perlite to keep up the humidity level to 80% all time. When you're using perlite, please make sure you use the organic one, not the original regular one, because some regular ones, not all of them, but would have these chemical, and this is really toxic for your eggs when you're incubating. So watch out for those. Now I normally keep the hatchery box in 80% humidity, and all I do is I would multiply 1.8 from the perlite weight to get the 80% of humidity level. Since you'll be ventilating the hatchery box sometimes to provide the fresh air and to insulate the new airs for the eggs, you may sometimes lose those humidity sometimes, and those could pile up and could be really dry. Especially, I'm located in Las Vegas where it's just super dry, so it does evaporate really quickly when you open those lid. And what I normally do when I lose those humidity level, I would use those weight labels. So basically when I weigh the perlite for the first time, I would look at the weight of the total weight with the humidity level, and I would just place that on the box to get the most accurate number. And normally sometime in the time while I'm incubating multiple eggs, I would measure the box again with the perlite to see if any number has gone down, and if it's gone down, that means it's dry. So that's when I would match those numbers up to that humidity level that I had before, just to keep up that 80% humidity level. Lastly, this is not required, but if you want to mark the egg on the top of the surface to make sure your eggs is facing upward all times, you can use a Sharpie, like you can cross it out, or you can put a dot, or you can put slots. You can place a line or whatever you want to do to mark it. You can do it this way for leopard gecko, but I've seen that leopard geckos not really that sensitive when the eggs is tilted while you're incubating, which is not gonna really happen when you're incubating since you're not gonna touch them. It won't really damage your eggs, but sometimes some other reptiles that are a little bit more sensitive with those surface thing, then you definitely want to mark on the surface of the egg and keep that egg facing the same direction all time when they're incubating. Around the end of the incubation, when eggs are about to hatch, you will start to see those condensations on the top of the egg surface. And that's basically a signal for hatching. So if you see those, just prepare yourself that there's gonna be an hatchling that's gonna hatch out from that hatchery box. I'll cover the hatching setup and tips later when I hatch one, so stay tuned for that. Until I hatch one for 2021, I hope you guys are safe and doing well. So ladies and gentlemen, that will be it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you have any other questions or want to ask anything that I didn't cover in my video, write a comment and I'll try to create a video answering your questions for the next one. But thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.